Thank you, sir. I think we'll now take the question to NIPOST. But before Dr. Anjorin, sir, I think I want Madam to speak on some of those financial constraints that you now.
Well, maybe I think I will speak on it.
All right. That's nice.
Thank you very much. I'm not supposed to talk for NIPOST. She is supposed to do it. She is director of training, and because I have worked in the regulatory body and the knowledge I have, and some of the things we are doing, I think there are some aspects of the question I will answer. And if there is any other missing gap, she will add to it. Starting from the issue of registration. Registration of courier. Now, one thing we need to know is that the issue of semantics is very important. When you just hear courier and you feel that, e-commerce are not involved, if you check the law, you will see that it covers everyone, because the law that says you must register, it covers you, so you must register. And some years ago, about 2 or so years ago, the fee was reduced, and that was what gave you to the SME. And the current fee, are you with me? Yes, sir. The current fee, international, is 20 million, I think. You are registering as international, you pay 20 million. If you are registering as national, that means that you want to operate in any state that you want, 2, 3 states or all the states, you pay 3 million. If you want to register regional, South, it's 2 million. Then, SME. In fact, this came up as a child of necessity, this SME thing. It was because the industry was becoming polarized, and a lot of touts, I'm sorry to use that word, became MD's CEO, and they were doing so many illegal things. And NIPOST now said, with the permission of the ministry and the federal government, we said, write a new regulation where we will review the price so that we can separate the boys from the men. And that was what happened, that they now created room for SME. In fact, the initial price for SME was 1 million, and protest. So a lot of people, I think some of you were involved, protest, and until government said, okay, let it be 250,000 naira for SME, and that's where many of us belong. Why not defending NIPOST? I really believe that some of us, we are more than the SME. The government decided to close eyes, okay, and it start from somewhere so that you can comply. So 250,000. If you register with 250,000, the renewal is, I think, 100,000 per annum. And what of that said now? Police case and so many other things cost you 400,000. One thing we don't understand about compliance is that if you comply, you spend less on cases and defaults. So, registration fee, I have mentioned that. And somebody asked, what are the benefits? One of the benefits you can take from this case you mentioned. Are you licensed with CLRB? The process. If you have a license, the first port of call, CLRB, I have run into this problem. What do I do? They are the ones that know how to liaise with police, with road safety, with all the agencies. And there is a network now that CLRB is working on where, if you have a problem anywhere, they will work with the agencies there. And that reduces what you spend in handling some challenges. That's one of the benefits. Now, specifically on the on what you talked about, one thing we need to state, and that's one area Babati was talking about, is don't be greedy about who you will transfer business, about merchants and everything. Identify who you can work with for a start. When your business expands, you will see other who are also credible that you can work with. But when you are working with somebody that you don't know their credibility, you cannot be sure. As much as possible, let us identify those we can work with for a start. Then as we expand, you will get to know who is who. And that's why this kind of forum is very important. Now, when you are talking about the licensing, the registration procedure, it's a very long list that I'll just take. Number one, have your business plan. Number two, register with CAC. Number three, have an office. Number four, you must do what they call insurance. What is it called? Something insurance. No, not the insurance policy. There's a name they call it. There's a name they call it. Yes. You have to have that with an insurance company. Then after that, then you need materials. Purchase your material. For example, you want to register a courier company, you know that you need a bike. You must have a bike. Some people who come to register, they say, I'm just a starter, I'm a young person, I don't get a job. You need some things to do the business. The material for the business, then you need an office. Then you need to contact the regulatory body and fill all the forms. When you complete all the forms, then there's what we call a regional procedure that will make them to visit and to inspect your facility. I have been to, in fact, I inspected something in River State. God saved my life. I went to inspect a courier company, and after, on the way, there was a minor accident, and the courier was almost killed me. Of course, when I called my office, I said, there's remaining one courier company to inspect. They said, please come back, because I knew that my life was not safe. So we face, but what we try to do is to look at what are the things that you require to be able to get license. This Edo courier, then there was Edo used to have courier. I think it's now dead. I don't know. I pray Edo State will rise up. I was the one who came to inspect their facilities when they were setting up. So the CLRD takes this measure to ensure that at the end, when they are seeing everything, they now write report and they give you a license. You don't need too much to get the license. It's just basic requirement. So I believe that if you go online, CLRD at NIPOST.gov.ng, CLRD at NIPOST.gov.ng, you'll be able to see more about this. Then, benefits. Number one, I've mentioned it, you are protected. If what you are doing or what happened to you is legal, and the department will, and the NIPOST will make sure that they liaise with the relevant government agencies to ensure that you are protected. Number two, I happen to handle what they call complaint and strategy for about 10 years. And what happens? Merchant A or courier A or agent A has problem with the other one. Which happens? Sometimes you quarrel over prices, or sometimes you call a friend, please come and deliver for me, because maybe in the name of synergy. And one will undercut the other. Somebody mentioned DHL delivery for FedEx or FedEx delivery for DHL. Now, if FedEx deliver for DHL, FedEx will now go to the person, the customer and say, this one just have the job. Now I need the drum around, see the wrap. What we now say, and I can do it for a lower rate. That is price undercutting. When that happens, it becomes a problem between two agencies, organizations in the same industry who are reporting to the same regulatory body. There was a case between one company and the other. And what we did was we called the two companies. I was the one who handled the case, and we recovered 14 million. 14 million naira. That was around year 2003 or 4. 14 million naira problem between the two, and we resolved it. Then we also resolve when you have problem with your customer. CLRD also resolve it. How? A case in point. Somebody carried a table, marble from Lagos to Akwa Ibom. The man has a courier company. He carried the table on behalf of his customer. When the table got to Akwa Ibom, it was already destroyed because of management and it's marble. So the person now said, okay, I must collect my full money for the table. How much is the marble table? 250,000. So they dragged themselves to our office. When they came, I happened to be opportune to also handle the matter. We were looking. So the company, the customer brought his lawyer. You know, who is the lawyer here? The lawyers, they like to hold some things. In fact, they can get one thing on that and in case that's all. So as they were talking, those of us who are not lawyers, then we are technocrats. We were looking in between the lines to see how can we settle these two. Even though we don't want to side the courier company, we also have to protect them too. So we looked at it. At the end of the day, we saw a loophole. And that is why the documentation is very important. We saw a loophole in the receipt. The clerk, and then you need to train your staff. The clerk was a very fine gentleman. He wrote, the marble table was carried for 13,000 naira. That's the price the courier company collected. Then he now wrote at the receipt, value of item not declared by customer. Are you with me? Value of item not declared by customer. And the customer collected the receipt. He didn't read it. He didn't know. So by the time the matter came up and we were handling it, the issue of weight, we were able to solve it. But the issue of value of the item was a case in point. Said, okay, what is the value of this item? He said, no, that does not concern me. Okay, have you checked the receipt? Then the lawyer that was posting and said, look, this is, and then check the back side of the receipt. See the terms and the LWB and see the terms and conditions. And by the time the lawyer read it, what can we do? Anyway, the whole story, I want to believe that I think it was 50,000 that settled the matter. Because you have to give in something to, and then they left. That's the benefit. That it's just one. There are so many. And I believe that if we don't run away from regulation. Then somebody mentioned the issue of, I think you are the one that asked, if you pay to NIPOST, will you, NIPOST is not collecting tax. So if you pay to NIPOST, you are covered by what regulation covers. But if you offend policeman, you don't tell the policeman that, we didn't tell you that you have already registered with NIPOST. If you contravene road routes and you go to federal road safety and say, look at my license, it does not work like that. And the best thing to do as an operator is to be on the side of the law. They say you should pay. Now, by the time you look at the conglomeration of what you have to pay, you just describe that. By God's grace, by the blessing of God on your business, you can afford it. Settle it and run your business without any cons. Then, I think lastly, now, other agencies, the role of other agencies as it affects them, after you have gotten your license with NIPOST, the role of other agencies is to perform their respective duties. They are not doing the work of NIPOST. NIPOST is not doing their work, but everybody is working to ensure that there is sanity in the industry. And I believe that if you follow some of these things, I tell you, you will be on the right path. And lastly, please, just go online. There are procedures for registration of courier and related businesses, logistics. What you are doing is logistics. And once you follow the procedure, definitely you will do it right and you will get it right. And if there's any inquiry that you need to make, you can get to the office and you can call them, say or you can get online and get the contact. I believe that you will definitely be able to do things right if you contact the relevant offices and you'll be protected in your businesses. Thank you.
All right, sir. Before you go, I think you also have a question. Let me just the heartbeat of some of other people that are not here. Perhaps, maybe many of the people you see here may be able to afford that. When I left school, my first job was 25,000 naira. Yes. When I lost the job as a graduate, I got a 5,000 naira job. Mm-hmm. Now, and I said I want to work in this space, and I need to gather 250,000 to register. Okay. Aside other small registrations, how do I survive?
Okay, let me give you. He has already said it. Now, when I happen to be here, and I'm still here in Edo, when the issue of what happened in Edo took place, and I was part of the discussion. What CLRD or NIPOST now did was to ensure that the 250 is already stamped by Abuja. So it's not something you can say, don't run to. Because when laws are made, it's not easy for you to say, we made this law today, change it tomorrow. No, what you do is, within this law that is made, what can I do to ensure that I comply without flouting the law? So CLRD now say, okay, since you are making a case, at those stage, you are making a case, and I'm saying, I'm not speaking for NIPOST now. Thank God I'm already retired. I am suggesting that the association to take it up with NIPOST. What the lattice you have given to Edo State, why don't you give it to the association nationally, wherein you can pay 250,000 instrumentally, and that's what they have given to Edo State. Edo State is allowed to pay, I think daily, how much?
Yes, 2,000.
2,000 per day. That is if you want to do it daily. 2,000 naira per day. If you pay it, you cover 250. So what is registration? Oh, yeah, for registration. But I am not telling you that is what NIPOST has done. I'm saying they have given that concession to Edo State because Edo State made a case. Edo bike rider.
I can say something.
Okay, so I'm aware of Edo. So I believe that with that, I think it will be very flexible enough because it's not a law that you can say.
Also merge.
Yes. Okay. The issue of merger is there. Okay.
Let me just take you one or two. Based on our constant engagement with NIPOST, I think the 250 is the standard pattern of payment. Okay. So that was what we were told. And I believe, some couple of outfits have done that. You understand? But I think, people are interested in making payments. That particular pattern is there. It's not only for a day. You understand? And again, I think the 250, we need to highlight, what the 250 is that I think you have the right to have about 5 bikes. And how many buses? Like 1 or 2?
No bus, just
We're told 1 bus.
no, for the SME,
For the SME, no.
5. So, at this stage, if you are doing this as a business, you should know your capacity. I would advise merge with the existing ones. And sir, I have a question, sir. On behalf of the in Lagos, during our engagement with NIPOST, we got to a point that because there's a multiplicity of fees, and Lagos is notorious for that. Mr. Shonde showed us a sticker that will probably lessen the confrontation most of the times with this doubt. After paying the 257, is the sticker still part of what we paid for? Then number 2, what is the interface between NIPOST and the operators? NIPOST as the regulator, then the government. Because we need to get a clearer picture. The picture is a bit vague. Because at the end of the day, after making payments, it still appears as if we are still left in the lodge. So we need to get a clearer picture of what is really happening.
Okay, thank you. I think one thing that we need to understand is the fact that when there is a law and it's new and you are trying to get things done, it takes a process. It's not an automatic thing. And then why I can talk now is as a result of my involvement when I was director of NPI, my involvement in the negotiation with Lagos State. There's an agreement between NIPOST and Lagos State Ministry of Transport and the Drivers Institute to train all operators. And the training was put in place to create a forum for a rally point for all the people that are in the industry. Now, and the essence of that training is to identify those who are legal as distinct from those who are illegal. Now, whatever is happening now, the process is not yet complete because most of the people that are supposed to come for the training who are operating illegally, they are still in their cocoons. To get them out needed a lot of synergy. And I tell you, you look at a situation where Lagos is a very volatile place. Now, a situation where we identified that by estimation, we have between 6,000 and 10,000 bikers in Lagos. Not less than 6,000. And they're supposed to be trained. They're supposed to be known and licensed so that it will be easy for the police, for the road safety, for all the agencies to get them. But the one or two trainings that I attended, where you're expecting about 300 people, you see 20. Others have gone underground and they are still operating. So because of that, what by my understanding, what CLRD is doing now is more of synergizing with all government agencies to ensure that everybody that is supposed to come, and it is when they have completed, they might not finish the training, but it is when they have gotten a sizable number of operators. Now the design of the sticker has been done and has been tested. It has been tested, but it became very difficult to now say, Okay, when you are expecting 1,000 people and you get 10, but you move, those 10 will be lost in the crowd. So that's why what they are just doing now, as at the last time we discussed, they are trying to make sure that when they get a sensible number, then they will roll out the stickers. So when you are going on the road, the police will know that, oh, when you don't have this sticker, you have not undergone this training and recognition. And it's going to be a sticker, NIPOST, with NIPOST logo and Lagos State logo. So that, in fact, if you have barcode, so that if any agency that of government sees it, because they have already been informed. In fact, of recent, I think last month or thereabout, Mr. Shode met with road safety, the head of road safety in Lagos. I think commander, what was the title? Sector commander in Lagos. And what was it? To ensure that this thing is, they are at home with the police in Lagos. So, and the Lagos state government is so concerned about the level of touting in the industry. And so, this thing is a process. So, to answer your question, the thing is still in process, it's not jettisoned, and it takes a lot of effort and synergy to be able to do it. I don't know if I've answered your question.
All right, thank you. Okay, you can do Madam Benin. For the road safety corps, the only question I have is, how do we know expired tires? Because I think I had issue with that some time ago. I was stopped and they said your tires expired. Tire that we just for brand new, direct venture. I say it's expired. How can it be expired? 30,000 naira. So please, how do we know that?
I would have loved the practical answer to this question.
Oh, okay.
But let me just give you an idea.
Okay, good.
On the tire, there is what we call date of manufacturing. It is called DOT on the tire. You see D-O-T. It's there on the tire. The dealers of tire, they know it, but they play on people's intelligence because they know most customers don't have the knowledge of tire being expired. And what they practically do, the bankers, we understand this better. They call it first and last in, first out, or first in, first out, FIFO and LIFO. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The first product to go in will go out first, even if it is expired. So when you go to them to get your tire, it is expected that tire should last for 4 years. 4 years, starting from the date of manufacturing. And the DOT I'm talking about, you will find 4 figures on the tire. There is 4 figures there. The first 2 figures is the month the tire was manufactured. The last 2 is the year the tire was manufactured. It's there on every tire. So that is how you know the expiration of any tire. So for you to get your tire, once you get to the dealer, you check yourself because they will never tell you. They will never do that. So you go there, you check the DOT yourself, you know the month the tire was manufactured, and you know the year the tire was manufactured. If it has exceeded 4 years, you know it has expired already. Even if it is new, it is an expired tire.
Please can we get one or two representatives to just see the practical data?
This is
0120.
Yes, yes.
0120.
First week
of 2020.
2020.
That's when it was manufactured.
So it is.
So,
it is
so January 2020. That's what it was
Look at where they
manufactured.
put the date. This round figure here.
Yes, look.
This is DOT.
Yeah, just look for
You
this
see,
4 digits.
it's always circled like this.
This 4 digits.
The first 2 digits is the week.
Yes.
The week, not months.
Sir. We say after the DOT. That
No.
will say no. The what?
No, look at it
One
here.
of 2020. Okay.
The
week one
first
of
2
2020.
digits is the week. The
Last
last 2
Where's the
digits is the
expiration
year.
date?
4 years
After
after
years.
date of production.
Okay, after
Date of
years,
production.
So the 2024.
So this is valid.
This one is still okay.
It's okay.
But it's already swelling.
Yes, ma'am.
They enter control now, so there's.
This 2020 now, you had 4 years. Let me just
So
2020.
the fact that it's swollen
this
does not
was
make it plus.
Even without it, that's the 4 years. Even without it.
Okay, thank you. Can we clap for our speakers? Thank you. Now we welcome our national president in the person of Mr. Joseph Akeju to give his vote of thanks. Then the announcement follows. Can we make him welcome? If you don't clap right, the president will return to you. He has done a great job providing leadership for the association. Can we celebrate him?
Good afternoon once again, everybody. Good afternoon. Yes, Emmanuel. Thank you for coming. I met you just once, though I met the people earlier, but meeting once, I like the friendship approach we have together. Thank you so much. My chairman at the top. Thank you so much. Thank you for honoring our invitation. And thank you for also supporting us for the smell coming from that corner. My daddy, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate that. Even while you are no more in the NIPOST system, we will still honor our invitation to come. And we hope that beyond now, we will extend our relationship, at least for the broader scope. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for this short practical, because about 2 weeks ago, it still cost me around 5K. You understand? We all know what that is. Thank you so much. At least we have learned something. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. I didn't meet you in person. I just had to do Dr. Anjorin and all that here to see you. To my co-delivery agents, my guys, all of them, I appreciate you all for coming. This man now from Delta, from Bayelsa, and all that, everybody, Anambra, from Lagos. You even missed your flight yesterday. And all that. Thank you. A round of applause for every one of us. Thank you. There's no urgent information presently. And if there's any information that we need to pass across, normally we talk on WhatsApp or on our Telegram group, so it will get across to us. The only information for now is if you know you are owing, you will not go to pay. I'm not talking of, yes, exactly. I'm not talking of premium membership fee. The money we use in organizing all this, if you know you are owing, you are not going today. Then our monthly due, there's no association that exists without monthly due. Our monthly due, initially we proposed that it should start by April. Later it was approved that July, from this day that we have launched this association, it should start just 1,000 per month. So don't let anybody embarrass you. I will not be asking you, but don't wait to be embarrassed before you start paying. Thank you, everybody. say this, we would like to have photographs with the people at the right table. We have a big banner downstairs that can help for the background. So the executive first, then every other interested members. We'll be coming back upstairs to, after we have cleaned them up, we'll come and talk some things. Some dinner and